All right, now without giving away everything, obviously, give us an idea, a little bit of it. What takes place with what you do to help these guys, and I'm guessing girls too, to increase their vertical.
Well, I think one of the first things that an athlete needs to think about is that training to be an explosive athlete is counterintuitive. Because most athletes go out there and they run stairs for hours, or they do drills for hours, and afterwards they're so tired and they're covered in sweat, and they think to themselves, you know what, I have to have made some gains on my vertical from that workout because it was killer. But really, you need to be focusing on the maximum amount of explosion during your workouts as possible. It's definitely quality over quantity. So that's probably the biggest thing, is that kids need to do more high intensity and less repetitive.
Okay.
Because what they're doing is they're basically training themselves to jump at a certain height, which is not their maximum height, more at a repetitive nature. So they're training more like an endurance athlete than they are an explosive athlete.
So there are drills, I'm guessing, in your manual that help with the quality over quantity, the more explosive stuff to create the muscle memory and increase the vertical.
Right, and no matter how many times you drill that into an athlete's head, they always think that they can do more, and what they end up doing is putting more repetition, which undermines the intensity of each repetition.
Because
go
ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, if you run the 100 meter, you're not going to train by running the 800 meter or the mile, because it's going to train your muscles to do a different type of activity.
Right.
Just as a maximum effort vertical jump is a completely different thing than a sub-maximum effort vertical jump. So kids are training to jump at a lower level and just be able to do that more amount of time.
Interesting. And somebody told me this, maybe you can back it up, Jacob, when we're talking with Jacob Hiller, the author of the Jump Manual. If you want to increase your vertical jump, we'll tell you the website and how to get in touch with him and get more info on all of this. Jacob, somebody told me that you mentioned explosiveness before, that Bo Jackson maybe was one of the most explosive athletes ever, fastest, could jump through the roof and everything, because his explosiveness was off the charts because of the amount of, I guess, pressure or torque, whatever the correct term is, that you put into the ground. You're supposed to get that back up out of the ground as you're running or jumping. Is that accurate?
Right, that's the physics of a vertical jump. You put pressure into the ground, and that force is returned through your legs. And so the more amount of force you can place to the ground in the minimum amount of time is going to determine how explosive the movement is. So you see strong people out there, and they can squat 1,000 pounds, but how quickly can they do that? And so it's the person who has the best combination of strength and the ability to produce that strength in short amounts of time, that's going to be an explosive athlete.
So your program, Jacob, is it one-dimensional? Is it multi-dimensional? Give us an idea of the way you go about approaching this to have players increase their vertical.
Well, I like to take a multifaceted approach, because you'd be surprised at how many different ways there are to gain an advantage on your vertical. I mean, first of all, form alone. Increasing your form alone can put 2 to 6 inches on your vertical jump.
Now, when you say form, what exactly do you mean? When I think of, I don't think of a form when I jump, to be honest with you, Jacob. And I played in high school and a couple years in college, Division III. Wasn't real good, but played and I just jump, go get the ball, jump. What do you mean by form?
Well, think about this. Are you a left-footed jumper or a right-footed jumper?
I would jump higher off my left foot.
And if you tried to jump off your right foot, you probably couldn't get near as high.
Exactly.
But your right foot was probably just as strong as your left foot.
Okay.
But what's going on is your ability to use the strength that you have is inhibited because you don't have proper form. And form is not only how you jump, but it's how your body is able to use the strength it already has. See, the more you do a certain activity the correct way, the more your body knows how to use the power and strength it already has during that movement. So the first thing, some people are better jumpers than others, but almost everyone I know can increase at least 2 inches just from their form, whether it's their 2-foot or their 1-foot form, and practicing that form in the right way. But that's just one facet.
Wow, interesting.
you need to be working on your strength for sure. A lot of programs are out there telling people that they can get the maximum out of their vertical jump just by training their quickness or their plyometric ability. And that's not true. You need to have the strength program, and you need to focus on your strength. I mean, the stronger your legs are, the lighter your body is, the lighter your body is going to feel, and the more power you're going to be able to output.
Yeah, and core strength is important too, is it not?
Yeah, core strength is very important because, like you said, when you put force to the ground, that force is going to be returned through your body. And if you're not able to stabilize that force as it is transferred back through your body, you're going to lose some of that power because you just don't have the stability to handle it.
All right, so for people out there that are listening to this, that have kids that are coming up in high school or kids that are in college and they want to improve their game so that they get more playing time at the collegiate level, how can they get involved with, in touch with you, or get the jump manual? What's the way to go about doing that?
The best way is just to go to the website, www.jumpmanual.com. I have a contact form that you can fill out. Just get in contact with me. I usually return the emails between 24 and 48 hours. So I get back to everybody who emails me still, but the load's getting pretty great.
It's a good problem to have, though, is it not, Jacob?
Yeah, it is. It's better than the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely. And he will get back to you that quickly. He did with me as we tried to set up this interview. And basically, they're going to get a manual which gives them the program to follow, right, Jacob?
Right, they get the manual, and I also do have a coaching program where people have access to me because, no matter how big the book is, people are going to have questions that are very specific to their situation. And I think it's important for any athlete to have complete confidence in their program. And in order to have that, you need to have access to someone who can give you the answers you need.
So you purchase this, not only do you get the manual, kind of get a personal trainer to go with it.
Yeah, it's 30 days for free. That way you can get any initial questions fast, but a lot of people will go beyond that. And right now the price is it's kind of embarrassingly low for the monthly. But I do want to help as many athletes as I can.
All right, again, it's www.jumpmanual.com if you want to increase your vertical. I wish I knew you when I was in high school. I might have been able to dunk more in a volleyball, Jacob.
You can still get it. I think you can still get it, Kenny.
I don't know about that. Man, we'll have to talk off the air. And if we do, that might be the greatest testimonial you would be able to put up on your website if you get me dunking the basketball, Jacob.
I'd love that.
Hey, I'll be in touch with you. Thanks for coming on tonight. Again, the website is www.jumpmanual.com. Jacob Hiller is our guest, and you can get in touch with him through the website if you want to get